Oh, there it is. All right. So, all right, we're back for another league, and this time around we're playing a much more me deck. This is kind of like Feather meets Burn. It's a very interesting list, and I've never played this. I've played something similar in Pioneer, or not in Pioneer, in Historic. Thank you, Historic. I don't know why I said thank you. I came to that on my own, but anyway. I played something similar in Historic a couple times, except instead of Boros Charm, we're playing Lightning Helix, and we're playing Shock instead of Wild Slash. That's really the only difference. Everything else is in Historic, so I didn't change it too much, like putting Swiss Spears in here. I didn't really feel like doing anything like that. You get Boros Charm over Lightning Helix, which I'm going to be honest, I think if I had the choice, I'd play Lightning Helix in this format. So two Boros charms, two more on the side, but it's really just like a prowessy, like prowessy. What's the card? What's it called? That mechanic when you target something like a prowessy heroic kind of thing. So I think it's kind of the best of both worlds. Could be wrong, could be terrible. So our creature package is Clever Lumimancer, Soulscar Mage, 10th District Legionnaire, and Dreadhorde Arcanist. All of those cards are very powerful and they have a lot of great synergies with the deck. As far as burn spells go, we get to play Wild Slash, Wizard's Lightning, Boros Charm, and Boros Charm as like our burn spells, and our heroic mechanic cards include Defiant Strike, Gird for Battle, God's Willing, Reckless Rage, and also Boros Charm if we need it to. It's very versatile, so it's really good. Our sideboard's kind of split up. We have Soul Guide Lantern to help us beat up on graveyard stuff if we need to. Rip Apart is really good as It's also very versatile as a removal spell and an enchantment artifact destroyer. Deflecting Palm's a great card against a lot of those aggro matchups where like you just kind of like it's kind of like a lightning helix if you need it to be, or it can be really good against other things. Boros Charm, we're playing the other two Boros Charms in the sideboard because it helps protect against sweepers, even though a lot of people are playing like Shadow's Verdict and the Extinction Event card, but I think it does help against some of those decks. And it's also reach against other decks if we need it to be. Magma Spray is a great removal spell. It also helps deal with graveyards kind of stuff. Rolling Vortex is really, we're going to use that to beat up on Niv, hopefully. That's really just like our out to that. And then Declaration Stone is just a great removal spell, really has a lot of utility, does a lot of things. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our league here. I think after scrubbing out, oh, we don't have 10 tickets anymore. Am I going to have to buy tickets? Well, that's a joke. I'm not going to buy tickets. I'm going to use these treasure chests here. All right. Add binder. Add all to open binder. Nope. Yeah, is this right? Trade, yeah. Trade, and then we're going to search for chest, treasure chest. This is normally the one we sell to. They get pretty good value on these things, so 13. We're selling 13. Should get us like 26 tickets. If we're lucky, it'll get us 30. I don't really know what the value is at right now. Yep, you've already checked my binder. You may pick 31 tickets. That's pretty good. At 10, at 10, at 10, at 1. And we'll have 0.28 store credit. All right, cool. So getting 31 tickets out of our 13 chests, like, I know a lot of people, like, really use, like, chests and, like, tickets as, like, a way to, like, really, like, turn to like actually they use it as like a funding kind of thing, like for their life almost. Like some people like play like grind moto enough to do this for a living. I don't play Magic that much. I don't play Moto that much. I stream 2 or 3 nights. I stream about 2 or 3 nights a week, and that's about all it does. So our 3 2s and our 4 1s here, and occasionally the 5-0, allows me to keep enough treasure chests on hand to be able to continue to play Magic for free, basically. So yeah, so those 31 basically gives us enough to scrub out a couple times. I'm not going to lie, really hoping we don't scrub out with this deck. I really like the concept of this deck. I'm really hoping that this deck can be a contender. We'll keep this hand. It needs a little bit of help, but that's okay. Our opponent has no companion. So we have Lumimancer into Arcanist, which is really good. And our hand does need a little bit of help. We need a Defiant Strike along the way or something like that. But God's Willing is a really good one. We're going to play Lumimancer and say go. Kazandu Mammoth, is that on the land? Yep. Play the land half of Kazandu Mammoth, which means they're probably on Gruul aggro if I had to guess. Ooh, what? Interesting. Satyr Wayfinder. Okay, that's interesting. This is a very interesting deck so far. Play Dreadhorde Arcanist and say go. And the next turn we can play 10th District Legionnaire, and we can use God's Willing effectively, hopefully. This feels like some kind of weird stompy deck so far. Not really sure. Play the thing we know about. Very interesting. So it's kind of like whatever we're okay with trading with here. I think we're okay with giving up the Legionnaire here. Gird for Battle is great to leave on top. It sucks to give up our Legionnaire this way, but they are taking 5. And then we have Gird for Battle on top, followed by God's Willing and Boros Charm. So this is a collected company. You can smell it coming from a million miles away. Recast Gird for Battle here. This is really good. We're applying a lot of pressure. Now cast your collected company. Okay. Yep. Our opponent hits us with the U2. It's very, very nice of them. I always appreciate when our opponents have things to say like that. Hopefully they have... Hopefully they hit double green thing here instead of black and green. Because if they hit Rotting Regisaur and other thing... If they hit double green, we can go God's Willing, protection from green, and we get to get in for 13. And then they're at 2 and we have Boros Charm. That's pretty underwhelming. I'm actually just going to see how they block, because if they don't block the Lumimancer, which they're going to, okay. Yep. Let them take 3 here. Then we have God's Willing and Boros Charm here at the end of the turn if we need it. Yeah, boss, serve it up. I mean, you can't block, so... It's a little aggressive to Boros Charm at the end of the turn. We're kind of giving away our hand, but decks like this don't really play interaction, so I'm not really worried about that. So we're going to do this now so that we can cast multiple of these. We're going to give this Pro Green, and we're going to scry that to the bottom. Playing these matchups is really weird. We drew that. I guess I could have just cast the Boros Charm there. I maybe should have considered doing that, but this way I get to give this Pro Green and Pro Black if I need to. So really doesn't matter. It was a really timely draw step to draw the. I don't think we want to. Well, we probably should have left it on top because if we don't kill them here, Wild Slash into Wild Slash is pretty good. They have to hit something that's not green or black here for us to lose. Okay, so they didn't. All right, cool. All right, so this is a really good Deflecting Palm matchup, and this is a really good Declaration in Stone matchup. Everything else is kind of cheeky almost. It doesn't really do that much. We don't want the extra Magma Sprays. Boros Charm seems extra medium. Wizard's Lightning seems okay, as interaction at least. Reckless Rage seems really good. We can probably cut. Sometimes you just need Boros Charm to block and save your team with. You also just kind of want to double strike things sometimes. So we'll cut a Boros Charm, we'll cut a Wild Slash, and I guess we'll cut a Gird for Battle. And Gird for Battle helps make our stuff bigger. Guess we'll cut the other Boros Charm. We don't really need Reach that often, so much as we need to just keep their stuff off the board. So. This hand's really good. We don't have any turn 1 interaction for their elf, but this hand is great. We're going to lead on Battlefield Forge Lumimancer. Our opponent mulligans to 6. Drawing another creature here definitely makes it okay for us to play this. There was some question as to whether it was actually okay to run out the Lumimancer because they probably do play Fatal Bush or Assassin's Trophy or Abrupt Decay after sideboard. So, Rotting Regisaur. Okay. So, I like playing this and saying go because we can Wizard's Lightning it and shrink it. Plus, they have to discard a card here. So, actually, we can Reckless Rage and shrink it. They discard a Kazandu Mammoth. Okay, that's interesting. Kazandu Mammoth is a really good card. This feels like a very weird variation of Stompy. I've also never seen Stompy play a basic Swamp, which I think is really interesting. No blocks. I don't see a reason in blocking. We're going to Wizard's Lightning this. Pump up the Jam. And say go. I'm okay with taking 4 here, especially considering we can kill this next turn. Drawing a land would be awesome next turn. Okay. Alright, let's try to get a little aggressive here. This may not be right. It may be correct to play the Arcanist and try to do things that way. And we get to punch in for more damage this way. Unless they have Collected Company here to play, which it appears they do. That sucks, but that's okay. Collected Company is going to be a beast here. We're going to take 7 and go to 6. Hopefully we hit a land so we can play Arcanist and we can play Wizard's Lightning. They did take 9 and go to 11 that turn, so I mean we are applying the pressure pretty well. Another Regisaur, okay. They get to crack in for 7, put us to 6. Which is a little unfortunate. That's okay. So is going to 4 here worth it? So we're going to do this, and now we're on blocking duty, which I don't really know how I feel about, if I'm just being honest. God, did they draw another Collected Company? Oh my god, back-to-back companies. That's backbreaking. Jesus, bro. So much for punching through damage. Arcanist is going to have to be really good to us here. Or the top of our deck, more like. Back-to-back companies was really good there. So this becomes a 3-4. And that becomes a 3-4 as well, which means they only get to kill 1. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a world where we get out of this without having our Dreadhorde Arcanist and our Soulscar Mage on the field next turn. Probably going to put Soulscar Mage in front. I mean, I would put Soulscar Mage in front. Interesting. And we get to kill the Regisaur. Then they take 3. Or then we take 3, go to 1. Now, we can't use our Battlefield Forge. We can use it for colorless, but that's all we have now. We get to keep our Soulscar Mage, which is really valuable. So we can take that one off the field. And then block. Yeah, we're dead. I guess we get to give them the out of doing the wrong thing here. Which I guess is technically the correct play. We need to let them make a mistake here. Even though I don't think we could have done that without Gird for battle. I think yeah, because even if we Wizards Lightning them here, yeah, it doesn't matter. If we Gird for battle, we're at 4, 5, 6, and then it's 7, 8, 9, 10. So even with Gird for battle, it's not enough. Them having double company like that back to back was backbreaking for us. Because if they brick on either of those, then like I feel like we're in pretty okay shape, honestly. Hmm. Oh well. Honestly, what might have killed us was the um was playing not playing Dreadhorde Arcanist that one turn. Probably should have kept that turn. I think we're just gonna run it back. We have our deck set up really well for removal and everything that we want in this matchup. Like Rip Apart doesn't really deal with enough stuff. Magma Spray only hits their 1-drops. Wild Slash is okay in some number because it doubles as reach and removal. So this hand's really good. Um, we have Lumomancer followed by Arcanist. So our opponent mulligans to 6. We're gonna lead on Clever Lumomancer. And then depending on what they do this next turn, we'll play Dreadhorde Arcanist, but I imagine they have a 1-drop, so we're probably gonna play Wild Slash. Ooh, they have a Fatal Push. Interesting. Okay. All right. I mean, they didn't have any removal last game, so feels inevitable that they do. We also haven't used Loris a single time yet, so we always have that in our back pocket if we need it. So they kept a 1-lander, which is very interesting to me. We're going to Wild Slash this, and we're going to attack for 1 here. It's not a very aggressive clock or anything. No, do not cast the Wild Slash. It's not a very aggressive clock, but it is a clock nonetheless. And okay. They missed on their land again. So now we get to play Lumomancer. Thank you. I do not care about your Star Wars cells. Cell. Yep, attack. Yep, Wild Slash. I mean, they're not going to miss on lands forever, but hopefully we can keep them off of it for a little bit. I think we're going to go ahead and put Luris into our hand. They've already played 1 removal spell. Could be wrong, but we're going to try and get... They're missing land drops. Okay, and they're just out of stuff to play? Okay. So... I think we're just going to attack for 1 here. I don't know. Could be... We could just need to be pushing the tempo. But... I think getting this down and then having a bunch of spells next turn gives us a better outcome. Heart's Desire, okay. Yep, we're gonna give that pro white because that is a white thing. We're gonna put that on the bottom. Cast on this one, yep. Give that pro white as well. We don't want another land. Playing the usual 19 lands as suspects here in our deck. I don't really think you want to be playing a 20th. Our opponent must have said "ooh yee" or whatever that. Ooh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, I was gonna say that's not lethal, but that's definitely lethal. Reckless Rage off the top is pretty good. Yep, our opponent concedes. All right, cool. I've actually had the the pleasure of playing, or I guess you can call it a pleasure, whatever however you want to look at it, of playing against Stompy a bunch of times. My buddy Joseph plays that Golgari Stompy deck a lot, so I've actually had a lot of interaction against that kind of deck, so I really know what we're looking for and what we don't want kind of thing. I think we lost game two off of the back of a misplay by me, if I'm being honest. I think I should have just played Dreadhorde Arcanist. We missed our third land drop, and instead of playing Dreadhorde Arcanist that we drew on turn three, I played two spells. And I think if I play Dreadhorde Arcanist, I can Reckless Rage the following turn, and then Reckless Rage again, and then have Wizard's Lightning. So I think I can help clean up the board. Now our opponent did have back-to-back collected companies during their draw step. So that was pretty good, but I still think we could have won game two and didn't have and not have to play a third game there. Hi and good luck, opponent. This hand's really good. We're gonna keep this. Our opponent has no companion. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really. This is the one thing that's interesting about playing this Lumamancer card to me. We're playing against Stompy again? Jesus Christ. Alright. Is this the same person we just played? I don't know. But anyway. Definitely going to lead on Soulscar Mage now. I always wonder if it's better to lead on Lumamancer or if it's better to lead on Soulscar Mage. We're going to say go. Probably going to play Lumamancer and Wild Slash next turn, depending on what's in, like, what they do. Oh, it's not Stompy. This is Green White Company. Okay. I mean, like a weird variation of Stompy, but yeah, you get the point. Always wondered why this deck doesn't play Dramoka's Command, honestly. Really like Dramoka's Command. I don't know what they could have for a single white, so we're gonna attack here and see what they do. They try to get us with the double block. We're definitely going to. They're gonna do nothing. All right, I'm okay with you taking one. I'm gonna play Lumamancer here. Would really like to draw like a Reckless Rage or a Wizard's Lightning here to like try and turn on. Probably just going to play Heart's Desire here, or a Lovestruck Beast, whatever it's called. Feels a little... I think we're just going to go ahead and go after the Lovestruck Beast here. I mean, 5/5s are generally not in Mono Red's wheelhouse for just beating, so... Wizard's Lightning is pretty good. Does leave us out to being double blocked by the Legionnaire. To letting them double block the Legionnaire. I don't exactly know how I feel about that, trading a Legionnaire for 2 tokens like that. So I think we're going to lead here. We're going to attack and use Defiant Strike. Depending on what they do here. If they're okay with taking 4, I think I'm actually okay with just playing the Legionnaire after combat here. They go to 15. We get to put our threats onto the board, and then next turn we have creatures and spells. Hopefully they don't have Collected Company here. They play land 4 and say go, then it's kind of obvious that they have Collected Company, but not something I've said many times, but I kind of hope that their play is just Lovestruck Beast. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. You can make that a 3/3 at the current moment. Okay. We're going to start here. Get to scry. We're going to scry that to the bottom. And then we get to draw off the Defiant Strike. Please be something good. Another land. Chief called. That ain't it. So we're going to play this a little aggressively here and just swing with everything. Because I'm going to be honest, if I was my opponent with 2 cards in hand, I'm not blocking the Lumimancer or Soulscar Mage. Alright, not going to lie, we got away with one there, but I feel like our opponent has to respect that. And we're going to put Lurrus into our hand and say go. Next turn, we can, even if we draw another land, which is our worst draw, we can play Lurrus. Going to collect a company during their turn. That's interesting. I guess in case they hit Luminarch Aspirant. Anyway, we can play Lurrus and play 10th District Legionnaire. Ooh, Skyclave Apparition and Lovestruck Beast is pretty good. Yep. Take our Soulscar Mage. It's kind of backbreaking. Attack for 2. Feels like the game is swinging not in our favor now. Our opponent is at 12, so it's not crazy to think that this game's over. Or, I mean, it is crazy to think that this game's over, in my opinion. You know, one good draw step off the top here, and almost anything can happen. Like, we probably need to start with, like, a Gird for Battle or a Defiant Strike. Defiant Strike into Gird for Battle is probably where we want to be at. Just another Collected Company? Jesus. Alright, please don't hit a Skyclave Apparition. There's 3 in your deck. Or, I assume there's 3 in your deck. I think this list plays 3 of those. Archon of Emeria? Alright, that's a problem. So we're going to need to draw Wizard's Lightning here. We're going to need to draw something better than Wizard's Lightning. Take 5, go to 11. Hitting that and Luminarch Aspirant. That's 2 pretty good collected companies. Alright. So I guess we're just going to Boros Charm them into turn. Jesus Christ. Our man has hit 3 Lovestruck Beasts and 3 collected companies. We were just destined to lose this one, bruh. This has been a rough one. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess technically we can protect our... We can make a little bit of a play here. Give this pro white. We don't want that. I mean, Legionnaire is not bad, but we're only playing 1 spell a turn here, so... Yep. I mean, if they attack with just a Lovestruck Beast, take 9. Kind of sucks, but it's where we're at right now. I don't know what we're drawing to win this game here, but... Wizard's Lightning's not bad, but... Alright, Archon of Emeria is going to be a real tough one to beat here. Okay, so cards that we want here include Declaration in Stone, and I'm going to be honest, I think we want Deflecting Palm here. Rip Apart doesn't seem bad. Rip Apart can... We'll talk about Rip Apart because it could be good. Boros Charm seems bad. Don't really want Boros Charm. Defiant Strike seems great. Gird for Battle seems good. Makes our creatures bigger. God's Willing gives us protection. Reckless Rage is our best removal spell in the deck. Soulscar Mage is a phenomenal card. Wild Slash is really good. 10th District Legionnaire and Dreadhorde Arcanist are also really good. Chat, thoughts? Things we should cut? I'm going to be honest, I don't know if we want the rip aparts. Maybe we just bring in 2 Declaration Stones and a Deflecting Palm. Or maybe we don't bring in the Deflecting Palm and we bring in the 2 rip aparts. I don't know. If you guys have ideas, I'm open to suggestions on how to sideboard here. I don't think we want Magma Sprays. All right, nobody? Cool. All right, I guess let's try it without Deflecting Palm and bring in the 4 removal spells. And then I guess, I'm going to be honest, we can cut a Gird for Battle and we can cut a God's Willing. Let's try it like that. I'm not sure that this is correct by any means, but we're going to try it and see what happens here. This hand seems pretty good. Wish we had another creature, if I'm being honest, but we have 3 removal spells and a creature in protection, and our opponent's on a mulligan to 6. Now, granted, that happened after we kept that, but still pretty good to have that set up that way. Do 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 do. Our opponent keeps on 6. Play Battlefield Forge. Say go. Okay, we are gonna Wild Slash this Llanowar Elf. We're taking them off tempo. I only have 5 cards in hand. 10th District Legionnaire number 2 is really good. We like to draw a land here. Being able to go Legionnaire into Wild Slash and or God's Willing seems really good. Rest in peace. Okay. I mean, I understand why they brought it in. Like, I do. I get it. Like, it stops... it stops Dreadhorde Arcanist from ever doing anything. So maybe that's something we consider game 2. Maybe we have Rip Aparts to deal with Rest in Peace if we really need to. Okay. So is this really a... I don't feel like this is a Declaration in Stone target. I feel like we're just going to use our Gird for Battle to, like, really pump up the jam here. Because we get 2 4/4s out of this. We're going to bottom that. We're going to top that one. I think we want Rip Apart. And, I mean, we could Gird for Battle again, but I think I'd rather hold up God's Willing in case they, like, Collected Company into, like, Skyclave Apparition here. Plus, we're giving them a real decision here. Are you going to block? Because they saw Wizard's Lightning, Boros Charm, and Wild Slash last game, which means they have to play around removal spells here. Like, they have to play around burn, too. Like, they're not just playing to, like, beat. Okay, go to 6. And we left Rip Apart on top, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know if that was a good idea. Maybe we should have put Rip Apart on bottom in case we draw a land. But Rip Apart is really good. Yep, you get a 5/5, bro. Knight of Autumn. Alright, what's your play here? If it's counters, we're killing it. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna attack for 5, man, serve it up. Like, I am down to take 5. Kill that. Okay. All right. I don't know what was in their hand to make them concede right there, but so we saw multiple things that died a Wild Slash right there. which makes me wonder if we want Gird for Battle and God's Willing, and we want to cut 2 Dreadhorde Arcanists. I think we're gonna do it, um, because having to use Rip Apart to destroy Rest in Peace doesn't exactly seem like where we want to be at. This hand's not great. Like, it's okay. What did our opponent do? Keeps with 7. I'm not gonna lie, I think we have to mulligan this. I think this hand's a lot better. I think we keep this and put... I don't know, we're tapping out quite a bit here, so having God's Willing doesn't seem super relevant. Cut Lumimancer? Okay, I'm interested. I'm curious to know why you want to cut Lumimancer. I think we can cut God's Willing and keep all of our creatures here. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want to know why. Like, that thought never even crossed my mind. So, probably going to play Llanowar Elf here. Yep. And if we draw a Wild Slash, we are going to kill it. More interested in keeping that off the table than I am than keeping their ramp off the table, as opposed to playing our threats. The only way you can play Skyclave Apparition on 2, this is just something I was thinking about, was them Skyclave Apparition our Soulscar Mage, but the only way you can do that on turn 2... So you get to cast it, but it costs 2 more to cast it. It's interesting. Really like this card. Seems really good. Probably going to take Arcanist here if I had to guess. I think it's cool that they gave you a card like that, but they went away from the concept of when this dies or leaves the battlefield, get this card back kind of thing. So I'm just going to play this and say go here. Having double Gird for Battle next turn seems insane. So, like, if we got to get our Dreadhorde Arcanist back to our hand when the Elite Spellbinder left the battlefield, I'm playing Soulscar Mage and attack. Like, I'm attacking with Soulscar Mage right there. Like, just straight up. I'm probably not going to do anything before I do it to make them think that we have a Defiant Strike as an out. It's horrible off the top, especially on the draw. It's the worst creature in the matchup, and most of your spells will end up being removal, not sorcery buffs. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. It's not really something I considered, but that makes a lot of sense. Interesting. So we need to make sure we have another white source in play. Like, I don't know what instant speed interaction this deck plays. Like, maybe they have Dromoka's Command. Put that on top. That seems good. Yeah, like, I don't... Maybe they kept, like, 4 companies and they didn't hit a land. Like, I don't know. Alright, so they are going to do something. Yeah, Defiant Strike on top. Okay. Truly have no idea what our opponent's about to blow us out with, but we're probably about to get blown out by something here. Attack for 11. It's like some kind of green-white flash thing. Oh, chop down. Okay. That actually makes sense. With Defiant Strike being on top here and then missing a land, hopefully they miss a land again, honestly. We will probably just take the turn to play Dreadhorde Arcanist, honestly. We really just want to get Dreadhorde Arcanist down. They get to eat our creature, which is fine. And if they don't attack with the Spellbinder there, yeah. So we're gonna attack for 3 here. We're gonna get in and get aggressive. I'm gonna move this up here. Yep, they're gonna take 3, which is wise. And then we're gonna play our Dreadhorde Arcanist, even though we don't have a removal spell for the Scavenging Ooze. Hopefully we draw, like, honestly, hopefully we draw like a Rip Apart or a Declaration in Stone would be really good. They hit 4th land for their Collected Company, which it's abundantly clear that they have. I mean, if they don't have company, they're playing 2 cards here. Okay, so they are going to play 2 cards here. Oh, they're going to play Luminarch Aspirant, and then they're going to hold up to be able to actually, yeah, to eat whatever we go for here. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, attack for 7. Put us to 5. I like it. Get aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Define, woo! Woo! That's hot. That is sweet. We take those. And the good part is that they don't even get to eat it because it goes on the stack. Yep. Eat our 2 spells. Or maybe they just have like blossoming defense here and it's like cry. Yep, eat our Gird for battle, which is fine. We're gonna Reckless Rage the flying thing. And our Soulscar Mage because it actually gets to live, which is interesting. Pretty good. This doesn't come up very often where we get to do some stuff like this. And we're going to cast Defiant Strike here, get an extra point of damage. I mean, maybe we should have attacked there. Ooh, Dreadhorde Arcanist number 2 doesn't seem bad. If we attack with the Soulscar Mage, we're like they're at 5 if they don't block, and then we have Dreadhorde Arcanist to block with. Now, granted, all of this we did not know. Now, I guess we could have played Defiant Strike beforehand to have tried and map that out, but a little bit of a misplay on my part. But I think we're still in a pretty decent spot here, depending on what the last 4 cards in their hand are. I have to imagine one of them is Collected Company, and at the very least they have Giant Killer to play. Collected Company's bad for us here, which they pretty much have. Like, I imagine they have like undoubtedly they have a Collected Company. This is one of the only decks I've ever seen that really collected companies during its main phase. If I'm being honest, like Luminarch Aspirant really helps with that. Skyclave Apparition, okay. Imagine you're taking our Soulscar Mage here. I mean, it's smart. Makes it to where that doesn't die to Wild Slash off the top. Play this. Grab Luris. And hopefully we set up for another turn here. I'm trying to think of like things that would be good here. Gird for battle would be really good off the top. Honestly, another Defiant Strike would be pretty good. Luris also allows us to block with our Soulscar Mage and then get it back. So, interesting that they're making that a 4/4. Take 4, go to 1 here. I mean, it feels like this kind of has to be the play. Play our Luris. Play our Soul Scar Mage. Now we have blockers across the board. I mean, the Wizard's Lightning is a pretty good draw step. And we can't attack, but I mean, I guess we can attack technically if we want to here, but they're just going to Collected Company. So the one game our opponent didn't have multiple Collected Companies, we did win. It's just tough to beat. Like, Jesus. This is a tough scene. Because this puts us blocking poorly everywhere. Leaves us with nothing. God, double Lovestruck Beast? Jesus, bro. This guy's drawn insane all day. Like, honestly, I mean, sure, Luminarch Aspirant does not change this outcome at all. This guy is drawn really well. He drew very average game 2, and we rolled him. But game 1, he drew 3 Collected Companies, 2 Skyclave Apparitions, and 3 Lovestruck Beasts. In this game, it's been 2 Companies and 3 Lovestruck Beasts. Yeah, so we literally get left with nothing here. But we go to 4 and then we lose anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's unfortunate. We just kind of got a turn behind there and just couldn't really get caught up. Oh well, that was a close game though. We lost the game off of multiple Collected Companies there from our opponent. Dex felt really good so far. It's felt like it has a lot of play. Like it has a lot of, it can change gears really quickly if it needs to, which I really enjoy. So I mean, yeah, deck seems cool. We're 1-1 in our Boros Prowess League. We tried a different variant of Boros Prowess a couple weeks ago, or last week maybe, I don't know, and it was pretty good. I think I 3-2'd with the deck. Like it was pretty good. It was a little bit different. It wasn't playing like burn spells or anything. It was just like it was just kind of like Defiant Strike, Gird for Battle, God's Willing, like that whole package kind of thing. So this is the first time I've really played burn spells with all this stuff together. So it's pretty exciting. I feel like Rip Apart is a really good add to the deck. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I don't like about playing Pioneer is that it takes forever to find games. Is that it takes a long time to really just like find a match. It feels like trying to see if there's somebody on we can watch while we're hanging out. That's generally what I do in between games while I'm waiting to find a new Pioneer opponent is look to see if somebody's streaming that I want to watch. Sandy Dog's, oh, that's not what I wanted. Sandy Dog's been playing most of the day. I really like watching him play. He plays red decks very well. Like, honestly. Well, never mind. He's not playing. He finished at 7-2. Oh well. Standard challenge with Bug. I have absolutely no idea who this person is, but I'm excited to see what they're doing. Everybody plays music on their stream, I've noticed. How's the league going? I'm 1-1 right now. Beat up on what did I beat the first round? Oh, played Golgari Stompy the first round, and then round 2 we just lost to Green White Company. Deck's really good. I really like that Green White Company deck. I'm gonna be honest, I might stream that one day this week. Everybody plays music, I've noticed. Is that something you guys would like to see? You guys want me to play music while I'm streaming? Because I wouldn't care to put on like music in the background, honestly. I just never something I've really looked into. Thought my notification said Mardu when I got the notification on the way home. Not really. Okay, not really on the music. And it did say Mardu when you're on your way home. I played a league with the Mardu deck earlier that we put together. It didn't change anything. Or no, I put Knight of Grace in, but that didn't really affect anything. Put Knight of Grace in, and I played that. This hand seems good. It's a little slow. Our opponent mulligans. We'll keep this. Played the Mardu deck to a 1 and 3. And then I just kind of dropped from the league. Lost to Niv twice, which was tough. It just felt like the hand disruption wasn't enough. I lost a lot of the games that I lost because I couldn't get to a fourth land, which is weird because we're playing 25 in the list we put together. Like I beat up on somebody playing like it's a deck similar to what we're playing right now, but I mean the deck was cool and it was a lot of fun. It just like couldn't beat like I don't know, like not like it just kept losing to. Oh, we're gonna play that. Probably should have led on Sacred Foundry there because we have a lot of white cards in our hand. That was a mistake. Um, Honestly, we lost to not drawing lands or drawing 8 lands. So I don't think we have time to set up for this, but we're gonna try. Yeah, I definitely should have led on the Sacred Foundry. There's no way we're gonna be able to win on turn 3, and I'm pretty sure we're just dead here. Like our opponent, if they don't kill us this turn, they're gonna kill us the following turn. We do have Tormod's Crypts as hate, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think there's anything else. Like we don't really have like disruption or like anything to do, sadly. So make that into Lotus Field, say go. Sure. All right, let's Defiant Strike. Hope we hit a white land. Let's Defiant Strike and hope we hit a white land. We're gonna do this so that no matter what they block, and we might as well use it before blocks. This way they're at least forced to take 7. So I mean a good draw step here, and we could win if we don't die. The only bad land to draw there was basic mountain. But I should have just led on Sacred Foundry. It was a mistake to play the red side of Needle Verge pathway. It's just in my head to save as much life as possible, but it doesn't matter in this matchup. Well, 1 card on top, okay. They're probably going to play Pour over the pages. Part the Water Veil? That's interesting. When did people start playing that card? I remember that card when it was in Standard. Just take another turn? Oh, is this like turns? Is this what we're doing now? Is this deck playing turns? Like, that is interesting. I mean, there's a lot of cards you can play that take turns in Pioneer. Obviously, they got something else to do because they're attacking. Oh, no, they don't? Okay. Alright, deck. I'd like to know what's in our opponent's hand. In the turn? Okay. So, I don't get my Defiant Strike spell or anything. That's weird. Alright. I have... Like, this is a really cool deck. This is something I would play. I would play taking turns like this. Mostly just because I like Part the Water Veil. I played Part the Water Veil when it was in Standard. Played that in Engulf the Shores. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows what Engulf the Shores does. No, we're not taking another turn. You serving up 2, then you're going to play another time warp spell after this. Yep, can't block the flyers. Ooh, they're going to play the spell that Mastermind's Acquisition. Alright. I mean, that's less than ideal, but... Like, I don't know what else we're doing about that. Honestly, really just curious to see what our opponent plays. Dig Through Time? Dig Through Time is a pretty good one. Oh, Lord. I'm tired. Which is funny, because I haven't really done anything all day. Just kind of hung out and played video games most of the day. Okay. 3, 4, 5. I don't think there's a 5-mana time warp. Ah, pour over the pages? That sucks. Discard a land. Okay. Feels like we might just be dead here, if I'm being honest. If we get to untap, we definitely have the ability to kill them. Problem is, I don't think we're going to get to untap. Wonder what they floated 2 green for. Wonder if they're going to play an Arboreal Grazer after this. Does this deck not play Hidden Strings anymore? Does anybody know? I would think they're still playing Hidden Strings, but do they have another Arboreal Grazer? Another Arboreal Grazer would be garbage. Okay, 1 Arboreal Grazer is fine. I think that did not count. Hang on. So Gird for Battle is 3, 4, 5. Defiant Strike. So we'd have to lead on Defiant Strike if that was the play we were going to make. Or we can play 10th District Legionnaire, and then we have 1, 2, 3. And then it's 4, 5, 6 off the Reckless Rage. Gird for Battle is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But if we take the Defiant Strike, we get to... So I think we're going to do this. And I think we're going to start here, because if we hit an untapped land here, we win. We're giving ourselves an out to win this turn. Put on the bottom. Land, please. Hey, we did it. All right, cool. Bottom. Yep, our opponent concedes. Cool. Yeah, they knew it. All right, cool. They knew it too. All right. We want Soul Guide Lantern. I don't think Roiling Vortex does anything. They're a combo deck. Deflecting Palm doesn't really help in any way. Boros Charm, I guess, gives more protection. Reckless Rage seems bad. Do they play Enchantment Hate that we want Rip Apart for? Does Rip Apart really do anything in this matchup? We can cut Reckless Rages in a Wild Slash. Because Wild Slash is the least interactive spell, or the least impactful spell, I should say. Try it like this. I don't think there's anything else we want here. We'll try it like this and see what happens. I mean, this hand has the Soul Guide Lantern, but we have no threats, so we're going to have to mulligan this. This hand is immediately a lot better. We're going to keep this and put a Battlefield Forge on the bottom. Temple of Mystery, and Temple goes to the bottom. Defiant Strike is a good one. Thespian Stage. Sylvan Scrying, okay. Get Lotus Field, I assume. Get Blast Zone, okay. Can also get down with him getting Blast Zone. Not that I have much of a choice, but that means they have the Lotus Field in their hand. At least that's what it says to me. Hitting a land allows us to go Defiant Strike, which is 4. Boros Charm is 5, so that's 10, 13. Okay, just kidding. None of that matters now. Lead on Defiant Strike here. As much as I want to keep Gird for battle, we need a land. Moto Bug. Alright, we get the Kraken for 7. I hate to waste a burn spell upstairs, but... Alright, so if they don't kill us, they're dead. I think them doing that means Ritual of Soot. Alright, that sucks. I think we're going to say go. We don't have any more creatures, but it's either put Lurrus into our hand, or it's try to burn them out. And I think we're going to try and burn them out here. Sure. Do that. Hidden Strings. Ooh, Foretell a card. That's interesting. White, red. Put you to 6. All right. I mean, play to your outs. We drew to our outs there. Sorry, Boros of Stalin. I mean, I'm not really sorry, but it was a good draw step. It was the best draw step. So okay. I don't kind of got away with one there. But you take what you can get kind of thing. I think that's really one of the things that I like about playing like the burn package with this, like the Boros Charms and Wizard's Lightnings and the Wild Slashes, is that you get kind of like you get reach that you normally don't get with Feather if you don't have creatures on the field. Feather is what's the best way to put this? I guess like a win more deck at a certain point, the deck becomes like win more kind of thing. So. So I think having the burn package like really like gives you some reach. Also gives you some extra removal that you don't have with normal feather. So that's really good. This hand's really good. Have removal, have protection, have creatures, have aggression. Sorry, Terran is like rubbing against my foot right now. Come here, Terran. Terran. Come here, sweet kitty. Let me love you. Kazandu Mammoth. Where have we seen this before? Drawing another land's not bad, but that's kind of where we want to stop for the time being. Happily take spells the rest of the way. Depending on what they do, we're definitely going to take the turn off here to play Dreadhorde Arcanist. Dreadhorde Arcanist is another Kazandu Mammoth. Interesting. Dreadhorde Arcanist, being able to rebuy spells and things like that is, like, awesome. Can't talk about how great that is. Like, how good Dreadhorde Arcanist is. Like, having a second one isn't that great. Oh, is this Counters Company? It is Counters Company. Okay. Luckily for us, we have a Reckless Rage here. We're going to always yield to this. All right, now what are we doing? Give these things counters. And then we're not going to use our Reckless Rage on this. It's not worth it. We're going to save that. Our opponent's going to concede. Okay, cool. So, against the Counters Company deck, we want Declaration and Stone. And I'm going to be honest, I think we just want Deflecting Palm. Like, last game, we win the match. Okay, so for what it's worth, I was going to take out a Lumimancer here, and I was going to bring these cards in. Joseph said it's the worst card off the top, and I mean, he's right. It is the worst card off the top. It's a sorcery speed card, but it's still explosive and very powerful, so I was going to leave it in and bring in some removal spells. So, but our opponent concedes, so that makes us 3-1 in our league. Maybe our opponent had something to do. Maybe they're having a bad day, and losing to a pile of cards that somebody like me put together makes them very unhappy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't entirely blame them. I get it. I think everybody that plays Magic has been there. Like you're playing and you're just frustrated because it just sucks. It just sucks to lose that much, or like or for your opponent to have it all, kind of thing. So I mean, I get it, and I think anybody that plays Magic that says they don't get it's a liar. Just personally. I'm wondering if Rolling Vortex couldn't be something else. If somebody else has some input, let me know. But I'm wondering if Rolling Vortex couldn't be something else, or if it's like this necessary card. Because it doesn't exactly play into the theme of the deck. It doesn't trigger Lumimancer, and doesn't really it doesn't work well with Legionnaire or Arcanist. But I'm gonna be honest, the card's insane. Like Rolling Vortex has won me so many games. I don't necessarily always like Rolling Vortex, but the card's a house. Like, honestly, the card is a house. So, well, we're waiting on a game here. And let's see if there's somebody streaming here. This guy that was playing the standard challenge is now playing some weird game with jellyfishes in it, so not going to watch that. Show more. This guy's name is I am actually level 1. All right. Well, I don't like vintage, so 7-0 with Jeskai control, no cam because
All
I'm
the control
sick.
players out there.
And of
Needs
course,
just some tuning, especially mana
we
base.
find a
Maybe this
freaking
can
match. I was actually kind of excited to watch that guy play, if I'm being honest. So, oh, it failed. Okay, just kidding. We're back. We get to watch this guy play. All right, we're gonna minimize this and pull this guy up. Crows, whoever that is.
I don't know if it helps that much. I mean, Selesnya, that was tough. That was really tough to have so much tax. Extra board wipe. Could be good. I don't know. Probably a scam, but everything's worth testing, I think.
Okay, I agree with that statement.
I definitely need probably a Baffling Ender too. Or an Ether Gust, to be honest. Functions around the same, right? Pretty sure that Ether Gusting the 5/5 is good enough, especially in a deck with Teferi. But I could be wrong. Maybe you do need to clear it out.
League 3.
But then the
I don't know what
Baffling
that
End
means.
gets eaten and stuff. I don't know. Killing Luminarch during my turn with Helix and not waiting to see what they would have pumped 3/3.
This guy literally feels like he's playing Minecraft music in the background.
If they pump the 3/3, I guess that's fine. Yeah, that is a good play. I like that. That's a good line. So I guess killing it during my turn lost me the game, maybe.
I like the search.
But what if they put it on the? If they put it on the Aspirin, I still.
All right, sorry. I was hoping this guy would be playing, but he's not. So, oh well. Well, we're 3-1. Time for our last match here. We're on the draw. I think we've been on the draw for every match. If not, it's been pretty close to almost all of them. Oh, I played against this guy before. I can't remember what he plays, though. This hand seems really good. We'll keep this. He's also playing Luris, which doesn't seem promising for us. Means he's either playing Burn Or he's playing Auras. I guess he could be playing Arcanist. So there's really 3 decks he could be playing. It's not a mulligan to 6, which I find a little bit promising, but hopefully it's not Arcanist, honestly, because there's no way we can ever beat that deck. There's just too many removal spells, like for that deck, like playing against that deck, like it just feels like there's no way we could ever win that matchup. Opponent must be really debating on what to put back. Okay, they keep 6. Our opponent's on burn. Okay, they play tapped land. Interesting. All right, so I think I'm going to wait on the 10th District Legionnaire because I feel like that's our best bet. All right, see, this is good. We're going to play Soulscar Mage here and make them think that we have God's Willing. Well, okay, never mind. They probably aren't playing around God's Willing, but you guys get my point, though. Eidolon? Okay. I can live with an Eidolon here. Yep, we have to take 4 here for our plays, but we're getting to punch in for quite a bit here, so good with the bad. And if they have a removal spell, they have to shock themselves for it too, so there's that. Yep, we take 2. They do have a shock or a wizard's lightning. No, I guess they can't have wizard's lightning. Now the shock sucks. We do get to scry here though. We do not want that. So we're gonna put that on the bottom. We're both at 16. Our opponent only has 3 cards in hand, which is pretty good. Shocking and Pyromancer, they go to 12. We're also going to join them at 12 here. Lightning Strike our Soulscar Mage. Yep, we're at 12 now. Removal spell. Gird for battle ain't it, Chief. Now we're forced to take quite a hit here, but hopefully they don't draw a burn spell. Alright, then putting Luris into their hand is like moderately promising. So we go to 8. Wrong thing. Now we're giving up to a burn spell here, but we're giving ourselves the best chance to gain life here. So do what we have to. Yep. Okay. Oh well. It's a situation we got put in. Alright, so against our burn opponent, we want Magma Spray, we want Deflecting Palm, and we want Rip Apart. I don't think we want Declaration in Stone. And I guess I do play all 4 ofs. Lumimancer doesn't seem great here. I think this is how we're going to board. We're going to take our Lumimancers and our Boros Charms, and we're going to bring in removal spells and a Deflecting Palm. I like this. We're down a game here, which is kind of rough. We're going to keep this. This hand's good. I'm going to play Sacred Foundry tapped. Now the question is, are we playing Dreadhorde Arcanist on turn 2? I think the answer to that is no. Especially having Magma Spray here. Now, we're actually not going to do that because we're going to need to try and beat Eidolon here. So they didn't play a land. So I actually kind of want to go for it because I don't want to give them the chance to light up the stage. And they might have it here. It may not matter, but... Now we get to hold up God's Willing here. Okay. We go to 18 off of this. Sorry, boss. Give that pro red. Put that on top. That's a very good draw step. Red, white. Defiant Strike this mug. We're going to put that on top and draw it. It's more removal. Magma Spray this. Taking his stuff off of Luris, and we have God's Willing as backup here. Feels like we're in a pretty commanding position. We need to keep it on the field, so we're going to go for it here. Yeah, put another God's Willing on top. Seems pretty good. Chain of the Rocks? Okay. I mean, that's fine. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. We're going to Defiant Strike the Dreadhorde Arcanist, adds to the clock, draws us an extra card. We're going to play it tapped and put Luris into our hand. Luris doesn't really add any value right now, but I think it's better to take this turn while we can, and we can still hold up God's Willing. Casting Light up the stage, that feels pretty good for us. Yep. Play a Lava Runner, probably attack here if I had to guess. Okay. So we're going to destroy this. And then we're going to play Gird for Battle. And then Gird for Battle again. Put Gird for Battle on top. Our opponent concedes. Okay, cool. Again, I think we just want it the way it's set up. We want as many removal spells as possible. Yeah. Like, the only consideration that I have is cutting Reckless Rage for Declaration of Stone because it requires us to have a creature, which can be a little, it can be a tough thing against burn sometimes. This hand isn't super aggressive, but really need to draw something here, like a Soulscar Mage would be good. Means they did not keep a lot of lands if that was their play. Means they probably kept one here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a way to kill their thing here. It's probably this and a lot at the stage. That, or they kept only Battlefield Forges. Yep, light up the stage. Well, they drew a land. That sucks. It's unfortunate, but we're going to say go here. We're just playing into the Wizard's Lightning. So we at minimum go to 16, then take 4, go to 12. We might just get run over by our opponent here, honestly. Hopefully they don't have a third land. They have another light up the stage. Alright, we're going to hold up God's Willing here and try to make something happen, and the next turn we'll have double removal spell if we can get through this turn. We're going to go for it. Put Deflecting Palm on top. No Chain to the Rocks, please. God damn it. Oh, that sucks. And having Deflecting Palm on top is not the answer we need. All right, so we're at 5. If there's any spell in their hand, we're dead here. Guess we're gonna say go here. Almost gave pro white, but I don't think that's correct. There's 4 chain to the rocks and there's 12 lightning strike effects in their deck, so I mean, this game's more than likely over, but we gotta try. Like any burn spell, any Viashino Pyromancer, and now we're Eidolon locked. Yeah, there's nothing in our deck like that. Yeah, it's unfortunate to lose to burn like that, especially considering we know what we're playing against. I feel like that's a good matchup. Like, it's close, but it's good. Them having Chain to the Rocks both times that they needed it there to play around God's Willing was unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that. We did our best there. So we went 3-2. Deck's really good. Felt really solid. I really like the deck, honestly. Off the top, I can't really think of anything I'd change. Um, I feel like the Boros Charm Wizard's Lightning Wild Slash package gives you like the perfect amount of reach that you need game. Like, gives you the perfect amount of reach. And the big core of the deck is the fact that we're playing like around like a Prowessy like and Dreadhorde Arcanist works as casting those spells twice, so feels solid. The only thing that I wonder if we should be playing is Roiling Vortex. I'm wondering if that shouldn't be something else. I don't know. I don't know. But I think Rolling Vortex is too good to cut, if I'm being honest with you. So feels really good though. Yeah. Well, if anybody's got any changes or suggestions or anything you guys think, put them in the chat. I'm always happy to hear about what I could have done differently or what you think could be different. So But that is it for the stream today. We played Mardu mid-range aggro-y stuff, and that one didn't go so well, but that wasn't really the deck not functioning so much as we didn't draw lands. We played 25, so I'm kind of surprised that happened that way. And then we played Boros Prowess to a 3-2.